Chapter 3 Inequalities. We'll look at some basic properties of inequalities. On your notes page 2, we have the properties of inequalities. So we are going to look at review exercise 6, question 1, so you can apply these properties. So we are going to put in the inequality sign greater than or less than in the blank. Part A greater than 2 and B greater part A is greater than 2 and 2 is greater than B, so that's why it follows that A is greater than B. Part B, A is greater than B, and if we subtract 2 on both sides, then the inequality sign still hold, so we have A minus 2 greater than B minus 2. Part C, x is less than y, and this time we are adding 5 on both sides, so the inequality still hold, so x plus 5 is less than y plus 5. So we have looked at the first property and the second property. In part D, what if I multiply by negative 1? So we can see here I have negative A and negative B. If you remember, if we multiply by a negative number, we have to change the inequality sign. What if we divide by a positive number? If you multiply or divide by a positive number, it's okay, so we'll keep the same inequality sign. And lastly, we come to part F, x is greater than 0. So if I have negative 3x squared, x squared is always positive. Because x is greater than 0, x is positive, so x squared must always be positive, but we are multiplying by negative 3, so that's why negative 3x squared is negative because of this negative 3. Part G, y is negative itself, but y squared is always positive. The square of any number is always positive or equal to 0. So if y is negative, then y squared would be positive. So y squared over 4 is greater than 0. So we are going to apply these inequalities. So we come to part B. We look at some linear inequalities in one unknown. So we want to solve the inequalities and represent the solutions graphically. So question 4 from review exercise 3. Let's get rid of the constant 5. 4 minus 5 is negative 1. And I need to divide by negative 1 to get rid of this negative sign. When I do so, I have to change the sign. So the solution will be x greater than 1, and let's represent the solutions graphically. Since x is greater than 1, the arrow will be pointing towards the right, which is, and also the inequality sign is greater than, so we'll be using the open circle. Question 5. 2x minus 1 is less than or equal to x minus 3. Getting rid of negative 1. On the right, negative 3 plus 1 will give us negative 2. Next, I want to get rid of this negative. Question 5. 2x minus 1 less than or equal to x minus 3. Let's get rid of negative 1. Afterwards, I want to move x on to the left. The solution would be x less than or equal to negative 2. Let's represent the solutions graphically. Since x is less than or equal to negative 2, my arrow will be pointing towards the left. And because of less than or equal to, I'm using a closed circle, a closed dot.